Part 2 on the concept of theory. I just wiped a few more photos off my phone, so I've got another 12 minutes on here now. Doing very well actually. And yeah, I used to write planet. I used to draw planet Earth in the sky. I used to draw the moon in the sky because I thought planet Earth is a separate planet. I thought we're on this sort of plane of existence. This was at the age of 5, coming up to 6. And I pretty much had it sussed out at that age, but of course the adults who carry on the paradigm programming of their childhood, a generational thing, you know, because you have to understand that throughout the ancient times, it wasn't really up until 500 years ago when the globe idea of the Earth started to become accepted by the mainstream authorities. And even when the mainstream authorities said it was a globe, most people understood, should I say, that the Earth was actually flat. It wasn't really until like the 20th century when the globe idea was pushed onto the general public, because you could say right up until the 1930s and 40s, the majority of the people living in this world today understood the Earth was actually flat. It's just that the top people, so-called educated intelligentsia of the world, believed that we lived in a globe, you know, because of all this mathematics and that. Of course, Pythagoras and that other ancient Egyptian dude, Ephraimos, I think his name was. I can't remember his name exactly. It began with an E. There's two ancient Greeks. One lived in Egypt. Ephraimos lived in Egypt. He did that. Ephraimos, I don't think that's his actual name, but it's something like that. Proper, you know, the Greeks. Like 200, 300 years BC, he did that experiment with sticks. He had a stick in Alexandria, the north of Egypt, and he had a stick down in South Egypt, and he did an experiment where at the same time those shadows of the sticks was measured, and the stick in northern Egypt in Alexandria was the shadow was longer than the stick in southern Egypt. So he from that he speculated or hypothesised on the concept that actually the Earth must be round, or we must be living on a sphere, because when you move across the face of the Earth, especially if you move from north to south, the shadows of objects lengthen or shorten accordingly, you know, whether you go north or south or whatever. So he came up with the idea, and Pythagoras as well was another one that. So the ancient Greeks, before the birth of Christ, 300 to 500 years BC, were already hypothesising and theoretically were playing with that theory that we're living on a globe, but it didn't really catch on with the general public. I mean, 99.999% of the people of the world at that time just, yeah, we're living in a flat world, you know, it's all flat. The stars are in the sky, the moon, the sun are in the sky, and they move across the sky, you know. As you see is what you get. What you see is what you get. That's basically how it is. That's how it was throughout pretty much the entirety of human history, right? So 500 years ago, Copernicus came along and checked out the ancient Egyptian ideas of, you know, these theories of the global Earth, and he came up with the idea, that the heliocentric idea that the sun is the centre of the universe and the Earth is spinning around the sun, and we are on a globe, you know, just like the planets. We are one of those planets. We are one of the, you know, Mercury, Venus, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune, and Pluto. Of course, they didn't know about Neptune, Uranus, Neptune, Pluto, but up until the early of the century, Uranus, Neptune, and Pluto were pretty much unknown heavenly bodies, you know. We only knew about up until the earlier 20th century. The only planets that we were aware of was Mercury, Venus, Mars, Jupiter, and Saturn. That was it. And then you got the moon and the sun as well. That was all. They were the only ones that the people were aware of. Early 20th century, Uranus, Neptune, and Pluto were discovered. Like that. So, but Copernicus came up with the idea. He didn't let his information out until after he was dead, because, well, according to official history, because official history is a bit official, you know, it's a bit, you know, what we read in the official history book is a bit But according to the official Orthodox history, Copernicus didn't have his ideas published until after his death because he, under the threat of the Inquisition, not Spanish Inquisition, I suppose he was in Italy, wasn't he? But you know, the Catholic Inquisition. If you came up with an idea that went against the literal Bible at the time, you were basically tortured to death in the true spirit of Jesus Christ style, you know, in this true spirit of love thy enemy, love all men, do unto that as you do unto yourself basis. That's how things are done in the Middle Ages. You know, in the name of Jesus Christ, Prince of Peace, you know, Son of God, and you know, the man that preached love and peace to everybody. You get tortured to death in his name if you came up with the idea that actually the universe is not the way you say it is, but it's the way it may actually be like this. You get tortured to death for it, you know. So that's the official take on that Copernicus didn't actually release his discoveries or his theories or his ideas about us living on a spinning globe, spinning around the sun until after he was dead. And then of course Galileo, within more or less his contemporary. Yeah, because Copernicus was like 1543 I think it was when Copernicus, the official date or year when Copernicus came up with this heliocentric concept. 50 odd years after Columbus. I'll say Columbus discovered that the earth was round. He went to America because he thought the earth was round. It's all bollocks that. Columbus didn't have any idea about it. Yeah, didn't have any idea. Didn't play with any. He was some kind of merchant who wanted to find a way to the Far East by going west. And obviously, he's playing with old idea that the earth is a globe, which was also hypothesized by the ancient Greeks anyway. I mean, yeah, people did play with that theory that the earth was a globe. So he thought, based on that theory that the earth's a globe, maybe if I sail far enough west and end up going east, I'll find the Far East, Spice Islands, India, Indonesia, etc. So he actually thought, when he arrived in the West Indies, he thought he was in the Far East. He didn't even know about America. He didn't know that it was a completely different continent. But the fact, this idea that Columbus discovered the earth is round is actually a total load of bollocks. It was Copernicus 50 years later that came up with that made that kick-started that global idea. And of course Galileo took it a step further. He got his telescope out and he saw, the moons of Jupiter, and he was examining the stars and the planets and all the rest of it with his telescope, and he was basically following the Copernicus heliocentric model, and he was, because of his discoveries, he was placed under house arrest by the Catholic Church, which was very interesting because a normal person would have been tortured to death if they'd have come up with such outlandish ideas. But this guy, he got treated with kid gloves, he was treated at house arrest, blah blah blah. This is the way the official story goes. Of course, the Catholic Church, the Jesuits in particular, embraced the globe model and pushed it, So the Jesuits, there's people of the flat earth community will say that the Jesuits are the main pushers of the global idea, But that's a subject for another story. But the general public didn't give a fucking shit about whether the earth was a ball or flat. Most people lived on flat earth, and that carried on right through till the 20th century. It wasn't really until, say, 1940s when they started sending rockets high up into the sky, and they realised they couldn't detect any curvature. The V2 rocket experiment in 1948, when Operation Paperclip, all the Nazi rocket scientists from World War II were recruited by America to continue the rocket program. And that Operation Paperclip basically was the beginning of NASA, So NASA took birth from the Nazi rocket science program, This is a fact. This is an absolute fact. Victor von Braun. Is it Victor von Braun? The head guy of NASA. He was actually a Nazi scientist back in World War II. He was the main rocket scientist in World War II. He became the head of the NASA program. Victor von Braun. Is it Victor von Braun? I might be wrong with that name. It's von Braun anyway. Victor von Braun. I'm not sure his first name is Victor von Braun or Mr. Herr von Braun. He was the head of the NASA program. He was a bloody Nazi rocket scientist, for fuck's sake, you know. Very interesting. This is very, very interesting. What can we say? What can we say, you know? I mean, anyway, that's another subject for another conversation, another video. You know, that's all other kettle of fish, so to speak. Victor von Braun, the head of the NASA program, top Nazi rocket scientist. Anyway, they sent a V2 rocket up into height 65 miles altitude, and you see the old photographs. It's a complete flat plane. The horizon's flat. There's no curvature. So they did what they didn't have Photoshop back in them days. What they did was they got all these small photographs of flat Earth, and they did this like cut and paste sort of Photoshop, make it look like a curve. End of part 2. Part 3 coming up. Theory. Part 2 theory. It's probably about tomorrow or a few more days from now because I've got shit to do now. Peace.